Good morning and welcome back to Trailfinders Sports Club for round 10 of the PWR. And what a day it is today. Blue skies all around us here in West London. Stark contrast to last weekend, Storm Darrow, which caused havoc on the pitch here behind us. I'm delighted to say Trailfinders star Brooke Bradley is joining me once again in the commentary box. And Brooke, what a debut from you last week in the commentary box. What do you make of Exeter Chiefs, your old side, coming here today?
Yeah, I'm really excited. Obviously, know a lot of the girls, and they're all a great crack. So yeah, really excited to see them play.
And you wish you could be playing, right? Everybody wants to play their old team. Tell us about your injury at the moment.
Yeah, so I tore my hamstring actually in team run before we played them in October up at Sandy Park. So I think they're going to start thinking I'm scared to play them at the moment. But yeah, having surgery on Tuesday, and then hopefully should be back for next season.
And this is, of course, Trailfinders' last game of the calendar year as well. How important would it be to come away with a win?
Yeah, it'll be really important. I think we can really build from last week as well. We showed that what we could do. We had our quickest ruck speed of 2.7 seconds, so we're starting to play, and I think that's when we come alive. Everyone knows that Trailfinders are great at counter-attack and when they have that quick ball, so hopefully we can keep that up and then get the wing. And then
Exeter Chiefs as well, 7 from 7, top of the table, great place for them to be. I guess it's a difficult one, but you're at home, and that counts for something as well against the top team in the league right now.
Yeah, I think there's always an advantage from being at home, and sometimes I think when you are top of the league, you get that sort of winning feeling, and it becomes more of a routine. So they have that as an advantage as well. But I think we have a good chance today.
It was a great win last week against Sale Sharks. What was the mood like after the game?
Yeah, the mood was great. I think, considering the weather, it could have been a lot of grumpy faces, but yeah, I think everyone was really happy to get back onto that winning streak, and hopefully it continues.
And Christmas social tonight, is it? What's the fancy dress you're going as?
Yeah, it's Christmas social. So we've decided to go in categories based on roast dinners, so Christmas dinners. So we've got a few potatoes, carrots and parsnips, and Christmas puddings. So yeah, we should all look a bit funny for the men's game, which is after this.
Yeah, it's a double header here today at Trailfinders Sports Club. The men's team playing Cambridge at 3 o'clock. We've got a 12 o'clock kick-off, which is in just a few minutes' time. And earlier on, I managed to talk to both of the coaches. Here's what they had to say. Barney, great win last week against Sale Sharks. What was your review midweek?
It was a good win in tough conditions. So again, there's probably the game management side of things we could take from the game. Probably couldn't take much else with the amount of rugby that actually wasn't really played. But no, good win.
And you've gone from playing bottom of the table to top of the table. Exeter Chiefs this week, big game. What do you make to them this season?
Yeah, it's a massive game. Obviously, Exeter, is it 7 from 7? Oh, yeah, they've not lost. So they're a top team. There's a reason they're at the top of the table. But again, it's like these are the kind of games you want to play, and you want to test yourself against the best. So yeah.
And no real changes to the starting lineup this week either. And Abby Burton hat-trick last week. You must have been really pleased with how everybody came together.
Yeah, definitely. Again, Abby came back in after several weeks out, so it was really good to see her get on the scoreboard and then obviously get a hat-trick as well. But yeah, she's been a massive part of this group, and hopefully, yeah, big performance from her today.
And how important is it to get a win or a point on the board before the end of the year? This is obviously the last game of the calendar year, so important for that.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, any game at home is massive. We want to come away with a win in most games. Well, we'll try come away with a win in most games. So again, especially at home, we want to win.
Susie, it's been a few weeks since you last played. How does that impact the preparations for coming into today?
It's a bit annoying, isn't it, when you prep for going to Bristol last week and it gets cancelled at the last minute. But what can you do? You just prep again and get ready for a different side. So we've obviously had a good look at your guys, Trailfinders, who are a really good side, and and planned accordingly.
And 7 from 7, top of the table, halfway through. How would you rate your performances so far this campaign?
Some of them have been really pleasing. Loughborough at home was really good. Sarries at home those were 2 really good wins. Sale away was challenging because of the conditions. So every performance is different really, but we're trying to make little subtle improvements every time we take the field. There's different personnel. We're trying to bring a whole squad through rather than focus on a 23 because that's what's going to take, come after the new year when we're going to go into now 7 games on the bounce. So yeah, it's going to be tough.
And only one more game after this weekend before Christmas as well. How important is it to end the year on a high?
Well, we're hoping for a good performance today. You've already touched on it. It's been a few weeks, 5 weeks for some players, just because of selection and abstractions, etc., etc. So, yeah, we want to come back today really well, and then get ready to go into Christmas back to Sandy Park and face the champions. So big, massive 2 weeks coming today and next week. And then, like you said, a little bit of a reset before you go again.
And then Trailfinders today. What have you made of them so far this season?
Very, very good side. I've touched on it. Good, strong, physical pack. Abby Burton obviously was stand out alongside Kate Zachary, and I'm looking over there at Emma. Do you know what I mean? They're coming together really nicely, especially that back five, and obviously pace to burn in the backs. So that, yeah, not surprisingly, a side that has come together and is performing really well, probably way above anybody's expectations. So we give them absolute respect for what they do, but what the main message today is to try and stick with what we do and stick to our DNA, and then hopefully be able to impose ourselves on the game.
Thanks for talking to us. Stay warm. Enjoy the game.
Thanks.
Well, what a gorgeous day it is here in West London. Trailfinders against Exeter Chiefs, coming to you live in just a few minutes' time. There's plenty of action around the PWR this weekend. But first, let's take a look at the league table. And Gloucester Hartbury play later on against Saracens, then Leicester Tigers against Harlequins. That's a big game. And then Bristol Bears against Sale Sharks. Sale Sharks looking to bounce back after the loss here last weekend. Some tasty fixtures. And this, the PWR table, and there Exeter Chiefs sitting high and mighty, played 7, won 7. Trailfinders, our host today, with their third win last weekend, and Brooke, Exeter will be pretty happy with that at the halfway stage.
Yeah, definitely. We were speaking about it before we came on camera, and we were saying that they've managed to win every single game, and it's been reasonably close against most teams, but a win's a win, and coming out with 7 wins for the first half of the season, you're going to be happy with.
Absolutely, and Trailfinders at this point of the campaign, 3 wins, but this is a winnable game against an Exeter Chiefs side who only narrowly beat Sale Sharks in their last game 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, definitely, and if you have a look at the points difference there, as you can see, Trailfinders Women are on that +3, so they want to be scoring more tries. I think stats at the moment are saying that they need to score about 30 points to win a game at the moment, so we need to start working on the defence and keeping that Exeter Chiefs out if we're going to come out with a win.
Well, it doesn't get much better in December. What are we, 11 days before Christmas? The presents are coming. Our teams will be coming in just a few minutes' time. Ealing Trailfinders play Cambridge here at 3 o'clock in the Championship. Ealing trying to chase down Coventry at the top of the table. It's a big pre-Christmas double header here, and Trailfinders Women looking to start the day off right. It's a midday kickoff. Plenty of fun to come. So let's take a look at the two teams then. Trailfinders, well, there's only one change to the starting 15 that beat Sale Sharks 7 days ago. No changes in the front row though, with Olivia Leatherman, Kat Evans and Cassandra Tufnell staying consistent, while Abby Burton retains her place after her hat-trick return last weekend. In the backs, Katie Mattinson and Julia Shell continue at 9 and 10 after combining well against Sale Sharks last week, while Academy graduate Neve Gallagher comes into the starting lineup for the first time at fullback. Exeter Chiefs, well, Susie Appleby has opted to make no changes to the starting lineup that would have played against Bristol Bears last weekend before that game was postponed. World Rugby's Women's 15s Breakthrough Player of the Year, Maddie Fiatani, continues in the back row with Ebony Jeffries and Rachel Johnson. And there's no change to the backs from their last game against Sale. Flo Robinson and Liv McGovern continue at halfbacks. Well, Taylor Perry is the only squad change coming on to the bench. let's take a look at some of the replacements then. Plenty of power and pace and experience from both sides as well. Rowena Birdfield will look to use that experience off the bench later on. And as I mentioned, Taylor Perry, the only squad change for Exeter Chiefs. So Brooke, it's always an interesting one playing your old team. Who from this Exeter Chiefs side might cause Trailfinders some problems today?
I'm a massive fan of Tess. I think she's a really intuitive player, and she just plays what she sees. She's quite funny in meetings with her little French accent, just explaining that to the coaches when they ask her what she's doing. But yeah, she's a great player. Obviously was in the team of the season for the World Rugby as well, so yeah, she's I think going to cause havoc a bit today. And also Rachel Johnson, she's brilliant in defence and so strong, so I think she'll be causing a bit of havoc off the back of the scrum as well.
And the consistency in this Trailfinders lineup as well is really important, but great to see Niamh Gallagher get her first start as well.
Yeah, Niamh's absolutely rapid. I've watched her a few times for Brunel, our feeder team, the university, and she scores like 5-6 tries a game, makes it look easy. So really looking forward to see her with her Prem debut.
Well, last weekend's conditions were horrendous, not fun at all. The posts were bending sideways virtually. So today is a blessing, much nicer for all of the players and supporters as well, looking to get a feast of rugby action. And here come Trailfinders. Well, now they would love to get one over Exeter Chiefs here today, round off the year in fine fashion. Smoke bombs as well, we didn't have that last week.
Yeah, they didn't. It's probably because of the wind and the rain, wasn't it?
That's true, yeah. It probably would have ended up in East London quicker than you could imagine. Exeter Chiefs then, led out by Poppy Leach.
Poppy Leach is another great attribute to Exeter Chiefs side. She's such a good leader and really brings the team together.
A lot of players on this pitch that know each other well. Trailfinders captain Kate Zachary, former chief captain as well. And I'm sure she'll fancy getting one over her old side today.
Yeah, it's funny. I had when I first joined Exeter, Kate and Poppy were co-captains, so I've had the blessing of having them both, and now them both separate as well.
This is why, Brooke, you're the only candidate to co-commentate this game.
Still a Trailfinder supporter today, though.
Always, yes. Well, that was sent long by Julia Shelp and booted back.
I think that's something that Exeter have done really well this whole season, is really play the field position and put teams under pressure. So it'll be good to see what we do here. I'm assuming that we'll try and keep the ball in hand a little bit more.
Lovely take off the top for Taylor. Big charge off the back of that line out, and now Leatherman with her first carry of the game. And look at that thighs pumping forward. Making great distance, and that's whipped away and pulled back, and Zachary lining up, but it's shipped out wide to Abby Dow, who has to pick that up off her toes. Tough nail this time. And Mattinson was in there to release quickly, and there's Pinnock.
Can we just get the technical area cleared up a bit, please, JJ?
Trailfinders just drifting on the outside, and that's lovely from Thompson, who's still going and getting it through the hands, and Trailfinders back again to Grace White, and Trailfinders have opened the score inside 90 seconds, and that is a sensational start.
That was a great set of plays, wasn't it? As I said before the game, we're looking to increase that speed of play, and I think that's exactly what we saw there. High tempo, and it just meant that we can start finding those gaps in the Exeter Chiefs defence.
The continuity in that play, and this break from Thompson. And what about this for an offload? Perfect support line from Grace White as well.
We've had worse starts.
That's what you want from your wingers, just lurking 5 metres from the try line.
Yeah, exactly. Having Abby Burton on the wing as well. As we said last week, she created a bit of a storm when she was on, so I wouldn't want to be on that edge trying to tackle her.
Yeah, she's a real powerhouse. That hat-trick last week, she did have a fourth try disallowed as well, didn't she? So it could have been more. And a back row partner, Emma Taylor here, who was superb off the tee last week in those incredibly windy conditions. Gives that a wallop, but not to be. So Trailfinders 5 and Exeter Chiefs 0 inside the opening 3 minutes. You mentioned before kick-off, Brooke, that Trailfinders needed to start quickly and perhaps haven't done that so well this season. That's the sort of start you were asking for.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully we can keep that going now. I think Katie would have liked to probably put that more on the edge, that boot, and just maybe a little bit more distance, put extra on a bit more pressure, but hopefully we can keep them out and just keep that pressure building.
First chance for the Chiefs to get into the Trailfinders half. Robinson with McGovern, and that's just bumbling. Cooksey with a big tackle. And our referee today, Hollywood, awarding the first scrum of the game to Trailfinders.
You look lovely. Blue is definitely your colour.
Chance to see all the power from the forwards. Well, we said it's not a storm today, but it is still quite breezy around the ground, and that will have an impact on the kicking contest.
Yeah, definitely. I can't actually tell which way the wind is going at the moment, but the team that has the wind behind their backs are probably going to look to use that boot a little bit more and put pressure through territory gain.
Yeah, where's that bloke with that giant Trailfinders flag when you need it? That'll tell us the way it's going.
Should have looked at which way the smoke was going as well.
Yeah. Free kick to the Chiefs. So good opportunity here for Exeter to fire this one downfield. Well, they're taking the tap. It is a free kick, so they wouldn't have got the line out. It's a big carry. Robinson, oh, that's just skimmed across the floor, and Tessier whips that out wide, and almost thought that might fall into the hands of Grace White, but still with the Chiefs, just inside the Trailfinders half and powering forward. Carried through Wall. Tessier again pulls it back, and McGovern into Fianati. Leach, the captain, out wide. Poulin was creeping and it just about went forward.
Yeah, that was unlucky there. I think that was the right decision. Nice to see Poulin hugging that touchline as well to bring the width and the Exeter Chiefs attack.
Poulin scored a try against Trailfinders in the reverse fixture about 6 weeks ago.
Yeah, she's absolutely rapid, so we need to make sure that we defend her well.
Got the right defender in front of her with Abby Dow, equally as pacey and elusive.
Yeah, it'll be a nice little matchup, I think.
Zachary off the base and Dow was lurking. Shell gets it away, and that's a big boot into the 22. Shunted back into their own 22. The Trailfinders' power. We'll now look to set this one long with McGovern. Gallagher does well and has the support. Quick foot in Julia Shell. So a lot of that last week. Thompson looking for that outside arc once again, which brought the opening try of this game.
Looks like someone's down there. I can't quite see who it is. That's just number 6, Emma Taylor.
Yeah, it looks like it is Emma Taylor. Ball's in play. But that was an opportunity really to see Exeter Chiefs with the ball in hand for the first time, and they look composed, but back into their 22 they were sent.
Yeah, as I said previously, Exeter do like to play field position a lot, so it was quite obvious that they were probably going to send a kick back. And they have quite a structured kick chase off 10, so it was really nice to see that Julia Shell found a nice little gap there to get the ball rolling.
Does it help playing an old team when you've got the likes of yourself, Kate Zachary, in the squad to know some of the old tricks that they might have up their sleeve?
Yeah, it does. I think they've changed the way they play quite a lot this season. I think Steve Salvin, the forwards coach, has changed a few things in their attack as well. So some things are quite similar, and I can hear some of their calls are the same as well, so should have fed that in.
Well, into the opening 8 minutes, and it's been a strong start from Trailfinders here. Nobody wants to take a knock early on in the game. Maybe we can have a chance to look at the opening try once again and dissect the beauty of it, because it was a real quality try. It was just great attack, wasn't it, Brooke?
Yeah, great attack and great arc and run from Lisa Thompson there. She just saw Flo turn her shoulder so she could get on that inside. And then, as I said, Abby Burton on the wing, powering through, and great support line from Grace White there.
It just shows what pace on the ball and direct attacking early on in games can produce.
Yeah, definitely, and being able to play in that sort of Exeter Chiefs half past the 10, you can really start to increase the speed there and play the way you want to.
Well, it was a real shame to see Emma Taylor limping off.
Yeah, she's been great for Trailfinders this season, both off the boot and around the park as well.
It's a big question, who takes over the kicking duties now?
I believe it will be Julia Shell.
Big boots to fill.
Very big boots to fill. Emma Taylor does have extremely large feet as well.
We've had a few scrums already in the opening stages of this game.
I think that'll be something that Exeter Chiefs are trying to attack as well. They have a really strong forward pack, and it's been somewhere that we've struggled in previous games, so it'll be interesting to see.
Shunted out the back, and oh my goodness, Flo Robinson latched on that. Fianati, and away McGovern down the left wing. Buchanan felled by White. McGovern again, and that's a strong carry from Wall. Thinking over the top to Abby Dow, who puts to ball herself, and that was hovering in the air, and oh, I think that's just gone forward.
That was a great option from Abidal, looking for the space behind and just trying to put that pressure on the Exeter Chiefs again.
Abidal, no scrum hat this week.
No, saying her ears must be warm this week. Sun shining, blue skies, so the hair's coming out to play.
Well, it was the scrum hat worked for her. She got that try, and she made the most metres of all players in round 9 last week. 131 metres made in those conditions, which is great running.
Yeah, she's a ridiculous athlete, isn't she?
She's the only player as well to be in World Rugby's dream team 4 years in a row, which is astonishing, really.
Yeah, that's an incredible stat, isn't it?
Considering when you put the broken leg in the middle of that wall as well.
Yeah, sometimes when you have players that have that extensive an injury, they don't quite come back the same, and I think she's just continued to flourish.
Let's go, girls.
So, Cassandra Tufnell back to her feet. Trailfinders with the scrum once again. Mattinson will have to be alert here. Flo Robinson was lurking last time and managed to come round the back and come away with the ball. Oh, that's out the side, and it's a penalty to the Chiefs. That was a real demolition job. Well, Trailfinders are going to have to shore up that scrum.
Yeah, definitely. It's really difficult to attack how you want to when the platform's not quite working, so it's something that they're going to have to sort out coming into the next couple of minutes.
That was a lovely nudge downfield from Tessier as well. We'll have another go at the line out then. Maloney. Oh, lovely to Dorothy Wall. Using those former basketball skills of hers.
Yeah, she's been a great addition to the Exeter Chiefs squad as well. I think last time we played her, she got player of the match as well, so great player.
Out the back, McGovern, Tessier. Some space out wide for Chiefs here, and Doidge into the line, and here comes Buchanan down the left wing. Tackled less than 5 metres from the try line. The Chiefs will go again with Maloney. Crashed up by Menin, and this time they get over, and Exeter Chiefs level the score.
And I believe that was Hope Rogers who scored that try as well. Absolute wrecking ball.
Well, that was a very Exeter Chiefs branded try. Forward power. We'll have a look at it again. That drive there really did just send the defence backwards.
Yeah, it's crazy. She had like 3-4 players hanging on to her, and she can still get through. Very good player.
Again, another one of the Chiefs who's in the World Rugby Dream Team of the Year, and for good reason.
Yeah, she's ridiculous. I remember when she first came to Exeter, she was doing pull-ups with something like 40 kilos on her back, and I can barely do that as like 50 kilos weighing less than her. So yeah, it's very, very good.
So scores are level. Trailfinders 5, Exeter Chiefs 5. Good distance on that from Shell, and it was an easy take for Exeter. Grace Moore just a bit too eager at the breakdown. Strong carry there from Johnson. McGovern. Ooh. It's been lost forward, and Abby Dow, the beneficiary. So another scrum to Trailfinders. There's been a lot of possession for Trailfinders in this game. Exeter practically one entry to the 22 with that one try. Much better set in the breakdown. Zachary Mattinson out the back. Shell. Dow coming in off the wing and whipping it over to Gallagher, who straightens things up. Much better platform that time for the home side. But what have Chiefs got here? Turnover ball. Snaffled on the base. Wall with the carry once more. And looking for the smart job, which falls straight down Julia Shell's throat, and she is so elusive in those broken field positions, and it's quick ball as well for Mattinson, and here come the forwards. Oh, it's been ripped away.
It's just been a little bit messy from Trailfinders over these last couple of phases.
That kick won't have the distance, and it goes straight to Abby Dow. Thought about going on the outside and then goes on the inside, and this is perfect Abby Dow territory. It was a good tackle from Jeffries, who looked to have taken a whack to the arm, and that's grubbing through. Shell spotting the space, it's frantic. So we will come back. Shell, of course, knowing the advantage was being played.
Again, just looking a little bit frantic at the moment, so I think it's just time to calm it down. Like, when we've got possession in the Exeter Chiefs half, that's when we can start to take control. I think at the moment it looks like Exeter are in control in defence a little bit.
Much better at that last scrum though, much better platform. Made life just a touch easier for Mattinson. Not easy when you're a scrum half and the ball's being pelted out at 100 mile an hour.
Yeah, definitely, and especially with scrum halves like Flo Robinson as well. They like to put pressure on the back of the scrum, so that makes it that little bit extra difficult as well.
To Zachary at the front. Here comes the drive. Kat Evans is there at the back. That's gone to ground. There's a penalty. It was all a bit of a mess. Poppy Leach in there causing havoc for the Chiefs.
Yeah, this is Poppy's bread and butter. Line out time, she loves it. Absolute nose.
Kat Evans, all with the trick play. At the base. Here come Trailfinders with the drive. It's held up. Hollywood had a very good view of it. They had the momentum. Didn't quite manage to get the ball on the ground. It is a goal line dropout. Lovely line out move though.
Yeah, really nice. Seen that on the training park a few times, and yeah, it was really good to see something a little bit different.
Away. Pinnock in the middle. Granite for shoulders. Almost the intercept and looking to release. Dow, who cuts back inside. Ball in one hand. Mattinson with more. Tackled by Chitosi. Shell with Burton. Mattinson fancied skipping through the middle. There was some space, and Cooksey straightens this up, and there's some space here for Trailfinders. Oh, Zachary was there on our outside. Dow popping up on the right wing now. We're coming back for the penalty.
Yeah, the penalty earlier was just for, I think it was Maddie Fayanetti not rolling away at the breakdown. So I think that's why Katie took a bit of a few steps on that, just to show the referee that that she wasn't rolling away. So I think it's very smart from Katie.
Another chance to ping this into the corner. Chance for Trailfinders brain trusts to decide what they do next. That trick play worked so well.
She's just behind you, mate. Just with that hat. That's her.
To Zachary at the front. Here comes the drive. Evans at the back. Can they get the momentum? And here goes the Trailfinders hooker in for the score. Oh, that was almost too easy.
That was a great spot from Kat Evans. Flo just leaving a little bit too much space outside the maul, so she can just peel off straight through and score the try.
Well, she has perfected that over a long established high quality career, and there is perhaps nobody better to have at the back of your driving maul than Kat Evans.
Yeah, she's brilliant. Another player that we signed actually quite late towards the end of pre-season, but she brings so much experience to the squad.
Well, that long pause before that line out where the forwards made their decisions paid dividends. And
it's good to see that we're coming out with some points again in with an entry in the 22. As we spoke about last week, we had quite a few entries and probably didn't come out with as many points as we thought we should have. So it's good to start getting that conversion rate up.
Well, the distance was there, but not quite the accuracy for Julia Schelt. So Trailfinders 10, Exeter Chiefs 5. What a great opening 25 minutes. Cooksey running that ever so slightly out of the 22. Leatherman barrows forward. That box from Mattinson doesn't get the metres she would have hoped for. It does look like the wind is into Trailfinders' faces in this first half. At the top, Robinson. There's McGillivray. Wall again. Direct. And McGovern. Tessier. Doidge. Chiefs getting through the phases, and there's Wall once again. In her debut season as a Chief, and Jeffries now. Pinnock in there with the tackle. McGovern wants to go on her own on that occasion, and it's slow for Robinson to dig that one out. So far, Trailfinders getting a line defensively on every attempt, and down the left wing, Buchanan. Offload back in field. Half a metre short here for the Chiefs. And Wall shunted backwards. That's a monster hit. Of course, Abby Burton. It looks like it's Tough Nail on the floor. But Brooke, that was close, but what a hit from Abby Burton on the line.
Yeah, that's a crazy hit, wasn't it? We said earlier about Dorothy Wall bringing that power in, and just to see that contest between the two of them, and yeah, massive hit from Abby. It's those types of hits as well that starts to bring the team and gets them raring up a little bit. So I think it was great.
Yeah, things went a bit quiet, didn't they, there for a moment, and then Abby Burton comes in with that crack of thunder. So they're going to go into the corner. And this is where Chiefs thrive. Line out 5 metres out. Jeffries. Well, we've seen Trailfinders score with their own driving maul. What can the Chiefs do here? This is rolling still, and they'll have the drive, and they'll have the momentum. Can they find the space? Yes, they can. Tucked away in the far corner, and Exeter Chiefs level the scores once more.
Great composure from Exeter Chiefs there. As you said, this is Exeter Chiefs' bread and butter. Their driving maul is a massive threat for them.
Just trying to work out who popped up with the ball. bodies everywhere. They threw.
And it looks like it was Hope Rogers again who scored the try.
What a machine. Well, Tessier gave that a good whack, but just a bit short. Chiefs looking to run it out with their own 22. There's Wall. Spilled back, and Robinson has to frantically pick that one up off the deck, and Buchanan with Tessier charging for the halfway line here, and my goodness, how many carries is that now for Dorothy Wall?
Yeah, she seems to be all over the place, doesn't she? I think the pink scrum cap helps.
Yeah, that's a commentator's dream when somebody's wearing a pink scrum hat. Pick Dorothy Wall out from a mile away. And has been knocked on though. It will be a Trailfinders scrum.
You've got to play well when you're wearing something like that, don't you?
Yeah, pretty in pink. And she is playing very well.
Look good, play good.
There's definitely something in that, isn't there? Like, got to clean your boots before a Saturday match.
100%, and obviously in the women's game as well, everyone gets their hair done before as well.
Any players out there today with Christmas nails?
I know Julia and Abby got a fresh set the other day. Don't know if they were quite Christmas nails, but there definitely will be some out there.
Playing very flat here, and Gallagher grubbers that through, and oh, that just bouncing into touch before Abby Dow could get to it. They're trying to dig their way out of trouble. Lovely take from Leach. Totosi has it at the back. Robinson trying to dig it out. Had to muscle away. Charge in the middle of the field. McGovern whipping it out wide. Tessier, oh, that looked forward. And now it has been called. She's tried that a few times today.
Yeah, you can really see that Exeter are trying to use the width and attack. The way Trailfinders defend is they are reasonably narrow, and they rely heavily on that sort of chase defence, drift that other people call it. So the Exeter are seeing the space wide and getting it there quickly. A shame that one was forward.
Hold them on the line. Get them on the line.
We've had a few issues at scrum time today. A lot of experience on both sides of the scrum.
Exeter, get 10 on your line, please. Thank you.
Zachary gets it away. Backwards from White's hands, and now the penalty to Exeter Chiefs.
Lots of pressure coming off the base from Flo Robinson as well, which just meant that Kate Zachary didn't quite get the pass to Grace's hands, just putting pressure on that attack.
That's a good nudge as well. We'll have a line out some 10 or 15 metres out. These conditions so different to what we had last weekend, and Wall popping it back down the 5 metre channel. Looking for that drive forward tackle from Moore. Chiefs with another hit up from Jeffries. They are lurking here. They've got the penalty. Well, they're going to take the tap. That is how much they back themselves from 5 metres out. Everyone lurking, and it's a try, and try number 3 for Exeter Chiefs.
And I think that was Hope Rogers again. So that's the 3rd try for Hope Rogers.
Well, it's a hat-trick for the Chiefs star. Well, she was inches away from the line.
I believe that was probably a set play from the tap-off, having Hope Rogers lurking there ready for a quick pick and go so she can get the momentum and get over the line.
Right out the old forwards playbook. In off the post from Alex Tessier. And it's Trailfinders 10, Exeter Chiefs 17. Not bad, eh? First half hat-trick.
Yeah, she's ridiculous, isn't she? I think she was top try scorer 2 years running for Exeter Chiefs.
It's easy money when you've got that much power and all that dynamism.
I think it's that confidence as well. Like, she knows as soon as she's on the ball that she's getting over the line and no one's going to stop her.
That's what you want. Easy to play behind as well, isn't it, when you've got somebody like that in your side?
Yeah, definitely. Especially as a scrum half, when you've got forwards that are always giving you momentum and quick ball, it makes your life really easy.
Shell running straight, she had options to her left, and now Mattinson picks up Dow, who's standing at first receiver, into a roadblock of Chiefs shirts. Shell with that dink straight down the throat of McGovern, and she has to backtrack here. Oh wow, stepped one way, left the ball in the other direction. Tessier, McGovern, Fianati with the offload, out wide for the Chiefs with Poulin for try number 4.
That was great play from Exeter Chiefs. You can see Poulin was hugging that touchline. I think originally she was asking for that crossfield kick, but just, again, holding that width ready for the ball to come out to her.
Just so much space They had so much time, didn't they? I thought here, Fianati, she'd broken the tackle, but a lovely outside arm offload. And that is a sweet run-in for Poulin.
And that all came from that transition attack. The defence is never going to be set as well as it could be when it's been multiple phases. So there's always going to be space somewhere, and Exeter Chiefs found that really well. Both teams, both Exeter and Trailfinders, are really good on that transition ball. So that's something that we've seen over the last couple of games.
Well, the last one was in off the post. This one just wide. Trailfinders 10, Exeter Chiefs 22. Just minutes away from half time. Just about went 10 metres.
Yeah, it looked like the wind held it a little bit on that 10 metre line, didn't it?
It was hovering. But also came off an Exeter Chiefs hand. I think they played it just before it went 10. Burton, great line out ball. Moore with the charge and the bounce. This is better from Trailfinders here. Burton pirouetting into the 22. Thompson caught that static, but did well to hold it up as Leatherman carries into contact. Looking for Burton once more. Tough now. That was just looking for something behind the breakdown, and Gallagher skipping inside. Offloading away to Cooksey, and Trailfinders going backwards here, and Chiefs with the turnover. Sending that one long. Under pressure. Thompson did well to sprint back to the 22 when she knew it was lost.
That was a great spot from Tessier as well, seeing Thompson send it back just behind the breakdown, and there was lots of space in the middle of the field.
Zachary looking to create a base here. Well, that's been charged down, and Poulin will fancy this in broken play. And they have numbers over, and Tessier whips that one out wide to Buchanan. Down the 5 metre channel against Grace White, who makes the tackle up on the 22. Robinson. That's quick hands in the midfield, and there's Jeffries. Grubbered on through. Poulin can't quite get there. Abby Dow back in defence. And that is half time. And half time probably coming at just the right moment for Trailfinders, who, despite taking the lead early on, find themselves down by 2 tries. Half-time scores: Trailfinders 10, Exeter Chiefs 22. And Brooke, this is how it kicked off with the early score for your girls.
Yeah, great arcing run from Lisa Thompson, and the bulldozer Abby Dow causing some havoc on the wing for Grace White to finish. What a great opening try.
90 seconds in, a great start.
Yeah, talk about starting fast.
This, though, the first of many. All the forward power from Exeter Chiefs. The great Hope Rogers getting her first from the drive. This was a lovely trick play at the line out for Trailfinders as well. But in the end, that was just held up. They did come back again just a few moments later. What about this one then?
As I said, lots of space outside the maul. You can see that Kat's heads up and she just sees that space and takes it.
That's the dream if you're a hooker, isn't it?
Yeah, hookers seem to get on the back of a lot of tries, don't they, from the mauls? But that one's definitely an individual try.
Flying forward to the response by Exeter Chiefs, and again it came from the forward muscle and the driving line out. It was chaotic, it was messy, but they somehow managed to find a way through again with Hope Rogers, her second try. And this from the quick tap penalty to give the Chiefs their first lead in this game. Hope Rogers with her hat-trick in around half an hour. And this just showing the expansive part of the game that Exeter Chiefs have. Easy running.
Yeah, that was great. Transition attack from Exeter Chiefs, wasn't it?
Buckley as well, a bonus point try. So, Trailfinders 10, Exeter Chiefs 22. We'll be back in just a few minutes' time.
It's funny because I was reminded that 6 years ago I spoke to an old coach and said, one day I'm gonna win the award.
She talks about wanting to be the best player in the world.
Ellie Kildon just does a classic Ellie Kildon and leaves defenders flailing.
It's one of those things, get up on stage, smile.
Try to find the happiness in everything I do, whether it's in the rain, in the shine, and I just love what I do. I love the team that I play with, I love the support network we've got, and it's made me cherish every moment.
I'm incredibly proud. I think there's a bit of me that thinks that I haven't scratched my potential yet. And there's a lot more to come.
Ellie Kildon is going to get on the end of it. Ellie Kildon makes it a hat-trick.
I'm going to see if I can go and have a chat with the world's best female rugby player, who's currently chatting to probably the world's best winger in Chesney Carby, Ellie Kildon. Ellie, a massive night for you tonight. Voted best female rugby player on the planet. How's that gone down with you?
Yeah, it's mad. I mean, I just asked him for a one-on-one, but he don't fancy his chances.
Me, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to take a bit of time for it to set in. I said it on the stage, and honestly, I came away and I was like, I have no idea what I just said. It's going to take a little bit of time, but it's a big honour.
I was nervous to get you to follow through with it on stage. You're a cowboy because you express yourselves. Can you just give us that cowboy
Say that. Cowboy dance.
So you know the part's about to start when you've got Cheslin and Ellie doing a cowboy dance. That's it for Monaco, the World Rugby Awards 2024. Should we go and grab a drink?
We should.
Let's go.
Here we go, Women's Rugby World Cup, England 2025.
Le moment tant attendu approche. Le public est prêt.
I was born for this.
Would you write off the reigning champions?
A generation of players ready to set the tournament alight.
Mais t'as vu le dernier match de Man AFE? Elle a dominé.
La plus jeune capitaine française de l'histoire est gonflée à bloc.
Ellie Kildon scores all tries.
England are surely still hurting, but that was then. This is now. Everything's at stake here. Other teams are hunting Renee Holmes in the Black Ferns. Laverne is so tough. Can she carry the nation to glory?
These players keep raising the bar higher and higher in search of rugby immortality. When this tournament's over, who will history remember?
I'm Amber Shonnet.
Simi Pam.
Roisin McBrien. I'm a tattoo artist.
I'm a locum doctor.
I help people achieve their financial goals. I'm powered differently.
Differently.
Lizzie Golden.
Sydney Gregson.
Freya Orkin.
I'm a solicitor. I'm a teacher.
I'm a marine biologist. I'm powered differently.
Differently.
Karis Cox.
Lucy Nye.
Isla Curfew.
I'm a registered nurse.
I'm a flight lieutenant in the Royal Air Force.
I work in construction.
I'm powered differently.
Differently.
To a wet and windy West London next, where Trailfinders were hoping to end a run of 3 successive defeats as they took on the league's bottom side Sale Sharks. The home team took the lead while everyone was still getting used to the conditions. The rain providing a big challenge for the TV cameras as Abby Burton crossed the line with just 6 minutes on the clock. Trailfinders were playing with the wind at their backs in the opening half, and they were doing their best to make the advantage count. With just over half an hour played, a quickly taken penalty set up the chance for Burton to dot down again to make it 14 points to 0. It was proving tough for Sale, who've yet to taste victory in the league this season, but they were defending pretty well, and on a rare trip into opposition territory, they found a way back into the match. After a spell of pressure close to the line, the ball was eventually worked out to the left, and the try was claimed by Eva Wood. Sharks celebrated and sensed a possible revival. But just before half-time, a vital moment for the home side, and it came from a Sale line-out which was stolen by Olivia Leatherman. She made good progress towards the try line, and a couple of phases later, the ball made its way to Emma Taylor. That try and 3 first-half conversions from Taylor made the score 21-5 at the break. And a terrific try early in the second half seemed to settle the outcome of the match. Fullback Chloe Rolly made the break and picked the perfect moment to feed try scorer Abby Dow. Trailfinders wrapped up the bonus point. And with the weather getting worse and worse, Trailfinders scored once more, and it was a moment to remember for Abby Burton, as she completed a hat-trick to round off her team's 3rd league win of the season. It finished Trailfinders 31, Sale Sharks 5.
Love that this is like staff progression.
So half-time scores: Trailfinders 10, Exeter Chiefs 22. Exeter Chiefs showing why they are top of the table at the halfway stage. Brooke, what do you think Barney was saying in the changing rooms at half-time then?
I think it's just to stay composed. I think the last 10 minutes of the first half, Trailfinders just sort of lost their way a little bit and tried to force things when they went behind. I think just stick to the game plan, stick to what they were doing in the first 20 minutes and they'll be fine. Just calm down and just play the way we want to play.
And Exeter Chiefs at the end of that half then coming oh so close with that grubber through from McGovern trying to pick out Sarah Poulin, and the half-time whistle really did come at an opportune moment for Trailfinders.
Yeah, it was a nice little get out of jail card, I think, and a great time to reconnect and just, calm down a little bit.
Who from Exeter Chiefs then do you think is driving things, other than, of course, Hope Rogers with the hat-trick?
That's his problem.
Yeah, Hope Rogers has been great. Poppy Leach obviously driving from more of a leadership point of view. And then Liv McGovern as well, finding that space, looking for kicks in behind as well.
Do you expect any changes at half-time from Trailfinders or more of the same?
I'm assuming it'll probably be more of the same for the first 10 minutes, but then we might start to see a few new changes coming on pretty soon after the second half starts.
Well, here they come. Chiefs will be getting out for the second half. Big cheers. We've had cheerleaders at half time, so bringing all the atmosphere ahead of this second half. I think they'll be very happy with how they ended that second quarter.
Yeah, I think they'll be really happy, and we were saying at half time, pretty much bar the last attempt at the try, every time they've entered the 22 they've come out with points, and I think that's what shows with these top four teams is you can't let them into easy access into the 22 because you will concede points.
They just seem to have control, don't they? They are happy doing anything from all areas of the pitch, and that level of control, and there's just a lot of calm around the way they're playing.
Yeah, it's all about controlling the momentum, and I think that's what Trailfinders were missing in the last 10 minutes of the first half. Exeter Chiefs are happy to defend in multiple phases and look controlling even in defence, and I think that shows their class.
We spoke about at half time as well around the Trailfinders attack and how they perhaps just became a little bit engulfed by this Chiefs wall of defence, which was suffocating them a little bit towards the end of that first half.
Yeah, definitely. Sorry, I'm getting a bit distracted. I can see Katie Buchanan pointing at me from the side of the pitch.
You've got friends waving at you. At least they're not throwing things up.
Yeah, exactly. I was saying that I was going to take the mick out of them on comms, so I think they're probably going to listen back over it.
I think Abby Dow kicked a ball our way before kick-off during the warm-up last week, so we managed to avoid that. Fortunately, nobody throwing balls into the commentary box today.
Can't even blame the wind this week, can they?
They cannot. Hollywood just checking both teams are happy. Frank Venner and Melanie Sutton, the two assistant referees today as well. Shell making the smart option, and you can already see she has the wind on her backs, because that was a monster of a boot. Straight down the throat of Merin Deutsch. Here we go. Trailfinders in broken play, flying up through Thompson, using that elusive sevens footwork. They have numbers to the right. Zachary. Now with Shell again. Getting it to White in the 5 metre channel, who scored the opening try of this game. Now it's Tufnell. Trying to get a few extra steps forward. Atkinson releases Leatherman in some space. Could have done with support on his shoulder. Released quickly, Zachary. Felled in midfield. And Shell out the back door. Dow whipping it out to Gallagher. Stepping inside. She's well wrapped up, and there's going to be a penalty.
Looked like that was just a little bit high there in the tackle. And Niamh Gallagher's remained down as well, so it looks like there'll probably be a bit of a break of play now.
It was certainly a bit rash, wasn't it? And I don't think intentionally dangerous, but when a winger's stepping in like that, it can often be a bit upright.
Yeah, and if it's a head-on-head, it might be that Holly looks to get the card out.
Well, Gallagher, one of the Trailfinders Academy graduates. This is her first start. Just both players on the field as well. I think they both took a big whack in the contact. A calm Chiefs huddle there.
And you can see that Holly Phillips is getting the 2 captains together as well.
Well, we've not got a ref mic today, but just having a word here. That's the hand in the pocket, and that is the card. So Exeter Chiefs down to 14 players.
And it looks like it was Rachel Johnson that was on the receiving end of that card.
Comms on that, please. What's the comms on that there? Sudden change in height.
Well, I think that was inevitable, wasn't it?
I think that was lucky for Rachel as well. I think that could have been a red, especially because, as you can see, Niamh stayed down for a long period of time, so it shows that there was quite a lot of force coming through that tackle.
She is, thankfully, back to her feet, much to the applause of the Trailfinders faithful. I wonder whether she will continue. The medic's just having a word. But Brooke, that was a much better, I know we've only played 90 seconds in this second half, but that was a much better start and much more controlled approach for Trailfinders.
Yeah, it looked like we were seeing a bit of deja vu, didn't it? Another 90 seconds and back in the 22.
And the good news, the great news, is that Niamh Gallagher is back on her feet and back on the field of play. Nothing like taking a great big whack on your first start for the club.
Yeah, welcome to Prem Rugby.
Yeah. Green 15 is coming off for Please don't go on until, otherwise the ref will tell me off if you go to the 16.
I think the decision might have just been made for her here.
It looks like she might be heading in for a HIA, so we'll have a sub on and she'll have 12 minutes for the HIA process to take place, and she might be able to get back on the field.
Well, Rosie Inman is on the field, at least temporarily. Smart decision though, isn't it?
Yeah, Niamh Gallagher has a long career ahead of her, so it's definitely safe. Better safe than sorry.
She'll probably also see Rachel Johnson in the doctor's room, who ran over there as well. Here comes the drive at the back with Evans for Trailfinders, and they're peeled round, and there's the score. And it is Evans once again, her second try of the game.
Again, really smart from Evans. Saw that the maul started to go static, and she goes herself round and peels to get the try.
Well, it's a great take off the top from Zachary. They knew they'd got the extra player in the forwards, with Rachel Johnson being in the bin. And of course, Evans there to peel off, and a very swish grounding as well. Easy if you're a scrum half watching this trundle over.
So when he's off, the other doctors like he's off for everyone, and then if there are two.
Well, not enough punch behind that attempt. So Trailfinders 15, Exeter Chiefs 22. Importantly, closing the gap. Important for the Trailfinders to make the most of this extra player.
Yeah, definitely it's a really good opportunity for Trailfinders to try and close that gap and get their fourth try.
Atkinson almost losing that, and Shell with a big boot. We're going to come back for the offside. Dorothy Wall.
And Merrin Doige just leaving the ball where it was to make Jules run back.
That's salty, isn't it?
That was quite funny.
Very salty, but also very clever as well, just to manage that momentum again.
I like Julia Shell saying, "Don't worry girls, I've got it, thanks very much."
Yeah, she can be a little bit sassy.
It's a great way to match the saltiness though, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Kill him with kindness.
Yeah, exactly. Evans, lovely line out ball. Burton, White popping up on the inside. Well read by Totosi, and then through the middle here comes Grace Moore. Oh, the offload just knocked backwards by Exeter and picked up by Wall, and then McGovern shunting this one down the throat of Inman, who is breaking free and into the Chiefs' half. Moore fancies another barge forward. Great clear out by Kat Evans as well, and that just keeps the momentum building, and Thompson has to go on her own. Almost looked like she might be in some space, but Leatherman will punch forward. Dinked forward by Shell. They weren't going anywhere at pace, and a good option, but not quite the distance she would have wanted perhaps.
Yeah, I think she would have probably wanted a little bit more on that one. But another great set of play from Trailfinders. I think they just started to get lost towards the end.
to the captain, Leach. Advantage being played. Here comes McGovern. Shell, her opposite number, finally making the tackle. And we're going to come back for that penalty. Trailfinders were in at the side.
One green. I think it's a chunk, to be honest. I don't think it's intention.
This is good for Exeter Chiefs though. Just less than 5 minutes to go on the sin bin for Rachel Johnson in possession. They can take their time at the line out.
Yeah, if I was them, I'd take all the time that I can take in every single penalty, just run down the clock. And you can see Ebony Jeffrey standing that +1, so they're probably going to maul again.
Now we start to get the momentum. And in comes Robinson. Great line down the middle for McGillivray. Of course, Dorothy Wall fancies a smash up the middle as well, and Robinson. Flooding this near side of the field, Chiefs. Well, not held, and here they go. Menin charging forward well into the 22. All the bodies flooding towards the right. Leach with the big pass out wide. 2 metres short, the Chiefs. They'll go again. Looking for the power play. Over the line. There's try number 5 for Exeter Chiefs.
And try number 4 for Hope Rogers.
My goodness. She cannot be stopped, can she? I mean, I almost didn't want to chance it by saying it was try number 4 for Hope Rogers then. But it's a replica of her previous try in the first half.
She's just really hard to stop, isn't she?
She gets so low early on, doesn't? And it's just almost an unbeatable formula.
And I think it's easy to neglect the work of the player before as well. Dalika Menin was really quick to place the ball back, just to generate that quick ball and to catch Ealing off guard.
Lovely conversion from McGovern. So I believe that Rachel Johnson also went off for a HIA as part of her sin bin.
At least they used the time well, didn't they?
They have done that indeed. So it might be a case that a player has to come on for the 2 minutes after her sin bin ends as part of the HIA, and then she might come back on again.
I think it's normally as quick as the HIA takes. So if she takes quicker, then she can come on earlier. Just depends. It's a 12-minute maximum.
Leatherman. Trailfinders with a bit of pace here, and Thompson throws that lovely seed out to Abby Dow. Not too many better on the field that could pull off a nicer pass than Lisa Thompson. And there's Shia Pinnock.
Yeah, both Lisa Thompson and Abby Dow are both great players.
Grace White was under a bit of pressure, but we're going to come back for the earlier infringement, and it's a scrub. So, Niamh Orchard onto the field for Exeter Chiefs. That is a return from the sin bin. Mattinson gets it to White, who was there in support, and goes on her own, straight into contact, wrapped up by Alexandra Tessier. Industrious work, but holding on, and Exeter will get the penalty. That's been nudged straight into the Exeter Chiefs dugout.
Let's go, come on. You're going on at 6.
So, some replacements for the Trailfinders. Kat Evans, Cassandra Tufnell and Shire Pinnock all being replaced. Paige Stathopoulos onto the field. Rowena Burnfield also on. Fionati as McGillivray charges in the midfield. Here is Totosi. Grabbed it through Buchanan. What do you make of your mate Scrubber there?
Yeah, I think it was a really good decision actually. She isn't normally one to put boot to ball, she's more of a running threat, but I think she's expanding in all areas.
McGovern, a lot of space, out on her own. McGillivray down the 15-metre channel, getting it over to Buchanan, who makes a few more metres. There's Flo Robinson. Orchard, the first carry since entering the fray. Wall Chiefs not going anywhere, so McGovern dinks it into the 22, and they're going to come back for that penalty advantage. So those 2 minutes are up, and now Rachel Johnson is back on. I think I heard our fourth official say they had to use the whole 12 minutes.
All right, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's a new one for me as well. I've never seen a player go off for a HIA whilst also being yellow carded, being temporarily replaced before coming back on the field.
That's also the second time that Niamh Orchard has been on the field today for a HIA. I think Maddie came off earlier on as well. So, yeah, she's been dominating back and forth.
Well, she's an expert at the temporary replacement job. Leach takes it at the line out. Now, where is Hope Rogers lurking? Totosi had the ball. And here they come with try number 6. The Exeter Chiefs cannot be stopped. I'm just looking again here. Who is that with?
Looks like it was Totosi at the back of the maul that put it down.
Well, finally, somebody other than Hope Rogers gets a share of the spoils.
Yeah, and I think she'll be happy with that. She's just come back from concussion after her stead at the WXV with Canada, so it'll be a good start. And she's now just coming off for some rest as well.
What a way to end your performance. Well struck, but not to be. So, Trailfinders 15, Exeter Chiefs 34, and they're starting to open up a bit of a gap.
And it looks like Exeter Chiefs have put on a bit of a bomb squad now with Charlie Jacobi, Laurie Kramer and Clara Nielsen and Michaela Nelson as well.
When you've dealt with the assault of the starting forward pack all day, it is very difficult to then deal with the assault of the bomb squad as McGovern sends a bomb downfield on her own. Inman just trying to get a boot on that. Kept it in field though. Shell sends it back down the throat of McGovern. That's whipped out wide. Laurie Kramer finding some space too with the boot. There's aerial ping pong at the moment. And we're going to have another from McGovern. White on her own. Well, she's not going to kick it. Straight into the white wall, and Shell. Deja vu. This is very interesting. I've not seen such aerial ping pong for a long time. Good control by Buchanan. She's not going to have the space to get a kick in, so buries ahead into contact. Robinson with Nelson charging forward. That was a strange period of play, wasn't it?
Yeah, you don't tend to see as much kick tennis in the women's game, but yeah, there was a lot of to and fro.
Just gives a sense that both teams understand how important that territory is and not wanting to cough up possession in contact.
Yeah, massively, and both teams have quite a few amount of kicking threats, especially Exeter having Laurie Kramer come on the field, who's a regular kicker for the Wallaroos as well.
That was a lovely steal from Nelson, but penalty already given. Big downfield by Lisa Thompson. Looks like we might be seeing just a couple of replacements.
Okay, thank you very much.
And Neve Orchard back on alongside Linda van der Velden.
Neve Orchard making her third appearance of this game.
Oh, that's an overthrow. Went straight to Clara Nielsen at the back, and that's a lovely break. Exeter looking to carve up. Flo Robinson and Kramer stepping in at 9. Wall is the muscle to shore things up temporarily. Dinked over the top. Leach looking to get on the end of that, but well wrapped up by Stathopoulos. Let's see. Burnfield in support of the breakdown. Mattinson. Lining up the box kick. Zachary tearing after this. Well stepped. McGovern feeding Buchanan. Cutting back inside and slammed by Abby Burton. Gillivray stepping through. He's kept very busy today. Had a few delicate moments of footwork. Leach fizzing that one out wide. Poulin making 10 metres. Chiefs with all the control right now.
Yeah, Chiefs looking very in control.
Just fumbled and Kramer picking up the loose ball. White with the tackle. Chiefs just ploughing through the phases here. There's the Bosch. McGillivray getting the ball away, and McGovern through the middle into some space and fires it out wide to Buchanan, who's going to scorch over in the corner. And it's try number 7 for Exeter Chiefs.
That was great play from Exeter, wasn't it? Just before that, we saw them starting to get those offloads away, past contact, just putting that Trailfinders defence under pressure even more. And then great break from Liv McGovern, finding Katie Buchanan on the edge.
Well, they just pulled the Trailfinders defence left and right and back left again, and too easy up against a forward in midfield, and it was a lovely fizz pass. I think Tessier thought she was going to get that ball, but in the end, Buchanan. Look at that, great pass.
And that came off the back of quite a number of phases, and a few times they weren't really going anywhere, but they were just waiting patiently to pull that trigger, and then when it came, they converted.
Is she? Yeah, come on, I'm joking. Strong.
And that is a beautiful nudge for Liv McGovern. And that takes Exeter up to 41 points. Well, it was close for so long in this game, but Exeter Chiefs at the moment, Brooke, showing while they are top of the table, and so far in this season's PWR, they are the team to beat.
Yeah, definitely, just showing that patience and that class. I think now it's now a 26-point lead, so I think what Trailfinders should look to do is just try and get that 4th try and bonus point.
Good take from Inman. It's fumbled on the floor and just about cleared up by Meta, who has just entered the field. I think we're going to see Taylor Perry onto the field. One Canadian off, another Canadian on. Perry moving into fly half. Looks like McGovern just sliding out. Off the base with Orchard then. Great charge. Well collected by Van der Velden, who makes another 10 metres. All the momentum with the Chiefs. McGovern fizzing it out wide once again. Poulin just stepping inside for support. Now they go with Johnson. Nelson brushing off the tackle well. Leach popping up as link player. She does that so many times, doesn't she, Poppy Leach? Just pulling those passes and linking the forwards and backs.
Yeah, she's almost like an extra back. She quite likes to sit in that first receiver spot and throw in those big float passes over as well.
It's very, very effective, and she's popped up in the 5 and 15 metre channel doing the same as well today.
She's just an absolute workhorse. From all the GPS stats, she always used to be the one who runs the most as well. She's just everywhere.
And that's why she's captain as well, I guess. A leader through and through. Clara Nielsen doesn't quite get that straight. What do Trailfinders do from this position?
Well, it's a difficult one. I think, as I said, it's a 26-point lead now with only 12 minutes to go. It's quite far-fetched to try and bring it back, but to get a bonus point would be really important at this point in the league. So it's almost to sort of play with no fear now and just really chase that point. I think with the area we are on the field position probably is best, and then trying to attack from there. But if there is space to play, then I think go for it and start to take those risks a little bit more.
Lucy Nye on at scrum half for Flo Robinson. Pedaling backwards a bit at the scrum, but Zachary gets it away, and Thompson centres things as Trailfinders look to find a way out of their own 22 here. There's Burton. Set long and high by Thompson, and that's bounced off the fingertips of Buchanan. Such a long kick, it took a while for the chasers to get there. Mattinson first up to tackle. Thompson doesn't break stride, and that's booted up high and into the middle of the 22, and I think that might have just come off Taylor Perry's fingertips. It doesn't roll off the field of play, and Kramer is having to find a way forward. This is the right sort of pressure and right place on the field for Trailfinders to try and chase that fourth try.
I think that was a really good decision from Tomo there, just putting pressure on again and just keeping them in their 22.
Well, that's a missed opportunity at the line out. Here comes Dorothy Wall once again. finds touch. She's controlled things incredibly well today, hasn't she, Liv McGovern?
Yeah, she's a really class dictator. She manages the game really well and puts the team into good positions so that they can get the scores on the board like they have done.
Burnfield does well to take that inside to Grace White, who is hammered by Jacobi. Burton. Penalty to Chiefs. Rachel Johnson all over that with the jackal. Burton not releasing. When you're chasing that try, that's not the penalty to give away. Well, it was kept in field but not forward. Let's see what Chiefs can do with it here. Nelson tiptoeing through the midfield.
Great ball from Liv McGovern again.
There was Poulin scorching into the 22. And it has been lost forward. So we are going to have a Trailfinders scrum. Difficult defensively for Trailfinders at the moment. Chiefs are just pulling them everywhere and dictating things.
Yeah, it's really difficult, and the speed of ball is absolutely rapid. So I think Trailfinders need to try and find a way of slowing that down, whether that's timing contact and just slowing down that contact area or just contesting at the breakdown. But the problem is, if you don't do that effectively, you've then lost people to that breakdown and there's space on the width.
Zachary. Pick off the base. Makes good meters, and Mattinson firing it back across to the forwards. Burton in there for support. Taken quickly. Mattinson sees the space. Oh, I think that might have just been knocked on by Sabrina Poulin. Well, home fans enjoying that one.
Yeah, I was originally going to say probably would have looked to probably put it over Sabrina Poulin's head or keep ball in hand. As I said, we're chasing a game, we don't really want to give it to them, but the mistake happened, so it means that we've now got possession in a really good space to attack from.
Scrum going backwards, and we're going to have a reset. I think that's been an area of the game that has been challenging for Trailfinders today. You struggle to get that front foot ball if you're always going backwards and under a lot of pressure at the scrum.
Yeah, definitely, and it means that you can't use all of the plays that you have in your armoury. You're stuck in certain more safe options, such as 8 pick and goes, because you're not sure how the scrum's going to go, which is also already puts you on the back foot.
And Chiefs get the penalty. It's just suffocating, isn't it, when you can't get that control at the set piece. Traditionally, all Exeter Chiefs sides so strong in that area. Kramer fires that one into the stand. to the final 3 minutes of this game. Stolen free ball, just asking to be ripped. Oh, that's between the legs. Inman does really well there to clean that one up. Bouncing ball taken, I think that was Orchard. Nelson reaching there again, lurking. I think that's come off a foot and then a hand. What do you think the reflections will be at full time, Brooke?
I think it's, again, as I said, managing momentum, and I think that's been the big difference between the two sides. We've said multiple times that Exeter just look really calm on the ball, and I think at times Trailfinders tend to just be a little bit frantic when they do go behind and when they're put under pressure. So it's just about how we can manage that momentum and the best way to do that. And also it's about that full 80-minute performance. There's been some bursts of excellence from Trailfinders, but then, as I said, a little bit of frantic areas as well.
Trailfinders still a young team, a developing team. Exeter Chiefs have had a few more years of being established as a group, and that makes a difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, and the Exeter Chiefs team hasn't really changed too much for the last good couple of years as well, so these players are used to playing with each other. They know how to speak each other, they know each other inside and out, and I think that makes a real difference.
It's easy to forget that just a few months ago, 6 months ago, Chiefs were losing semi-finalists to the eventual PWR champions. They've got that quality, they've got that experience from the last few years, and right now they're the top dogs. And that is a much better scrum from Trailfinders. They enjoyed that one and they get the penalty as well. Well, where's that been for the last 40 minutes?
Looks like a last win, doesn't it?
You've got to take the wins, and that we talk about that momentum, and there's just not been enough of those moments in the latter stages of this game for Trailfinders.
Yeah, and when you have your set piece working and you know that you can go back to that whenever you want, that is another thing that can build that momentum. You know that you can go for a line out and you're going to win that maul, and then you can start to pick up the pieces.
To Burnfield, so experienced. Chiefs just moving this one backwards, and now they look to use the backs, and there goes Abby Dow like a lightning bolt. Makes 5 metres. Now with Burnfield. Trailfinders gets it to Captain Zachary, and spinning out wide. Meta is there. And there is the try for Trailfinders, which gets them the losing bonus point. Starting the game and ending the game with a Trailfinders score, and that's one to put a smile on the faces of this squad ahead of the Christmas social.
Yeah, I think they really deserved that final try and to get that bonus point out of it. As we said, there's been some moments of excellence, and if they came away with nothing, it would have been really disappointing.
For a moment, that driving maul from the line out looked as if it was going backwards, but when they released it, they just looked so smooth. And in the end, it was the finish from Annabelle Meta that got them over the line.
Yeah, Annabelle Meta's class as well. She's only 19 years old and just rapid, powerful, a really great player.
And the conversion good from Julia Schell, right on the full-time whistle. Well, a tough loss for the home side, but another marker of just how good this Exeter Chiefs side are in this campaign. Well, we'll take a look at the highlights in just a moment. Chiefs getting the job done once again, and Brooke, they are standout side this season, and despite the early scores from Trailfinders putting them behind, it didn't impact them at all. They came through in the end.
Yeah, definitely. I think winning becomes a habit, and when you know as a squad that you are going to win and you believe you're going to win, it makes you that little bit more controlled, and I think that's what we saw from Exeter Chiefs today. They seemed controlled, they seemed composed even when they were behind, and then the sort of floodgates opened and that's when the try started flying in.
Well, a lot of respect from all of these players. It's only 6 weeks or so ago that they last played each other down at Sandy Park. Let's take a look at some of these highlights from the second half. This a great response and a second try for Kat Evans.
Yeah, really great from Kat. She's been great at the back of the maul the whole season, and this game specifically, just seeing that space outside the maul for the second time in a row.
Well, if I said to you before this game that Hope Rogers would have scored 4 tries, I think you would have gone maybe 3, perhaps not 4, but she got the job done.
Yeah, she was definitely going to score at least 1 or 2, wasn't she? But 4 is an astonishing amount and just shows how much of a great player she is.
I can't quite remember who we settled on for scoring this try.
It was Em Totosi, just coming back from injury, doing what all hookers do best, getting on the back of the maul and just dotting it down over the line.
It's been a great day for the purists and the forward fans, hasn't it? We've seen a lot of good, high quality driving maul action and both sides getting amongst it.
Yeah, all the forwards from both teams had a great day in the office, didn't they?
He's such an effective player as well, isn't it? And this all coming from the McGovern Break, who had a fantastic game. She really did pull the strings, and look at this for a scene, straight into the hands of your old mate Katie Buchanan to scorch over in the corner.
Yeah, brilliant from Liv McGovern. She actually had 3 options. She could have passed it to any of them and they probably would have been under the sticks, but yeah, sends it out wide to Katie Buchanan and it's an easy run in, but she will like me to say that she's strong and quick.
She's strong and quick, you heard it here, that's fact. And right on the full-time whistle, the losing bonus point try. Just how important is that to show that you've come away with something from a game like this?
Yeah, definitely, and we fell short from it last time we played them. They scored in the last minute of the game and actually took us away from 2 bonus points, so to get that bonus point today is really important.
Great to see Annabelle Meta come off the bench and get that score. Well, it was so good, we wanted to see it again. This is the Kat Evans try number 2 at the start of the second half. Christmas break coming up, how will the players enjoy the time off?
So obviously, as I said, we've got our Christmas social tonight, so gonna have a fun little party then, and then I think just a bit of rest and recovery. I know a lot of the international girls are heading home because we've got a nice little 2-week break, but ready for the new year for our first game back on the 4th of Jan.
And remind us, what's your fancy dress for tonight?
So it's actually Christmas dinners. I'm dressing up as a pigs and blanket, but we've got a few parsnips, got a few Christmas puddings, potatoes, all the normal Christmas outfits that you'd regularly see.
Well, if you want to see what those fancy dress outfits look like, I guess look on social media later on, you might see all the carnage. Fantastic day once again of PWR action. Unfortunate for Trailfinders, but they did come away with the losing bonus point. Brooke, thanks very much for joining us once again. Absolute star on commentary here.
Thank you very much.
Full-time score then, Trailfinders 22, Exeter Chiefs 41, and the Chiefs march on at the top of the table. Until next time, good night.